Capricorn. I'm going to be doing a self-love tarot spread. These are general messages. If it doesn't resonate with you this week, come back and maybe I can help you next week. These are self-love messages designed for Spirit to showcase us areas where we might be letting ourselves down. We might not know it, we might know it, you know? And so Spirit's just gonna highlight that because self-love is all about accepting yourself or showcasing every aspect of yourself. So Spirit will also show us areas where we can be more authentic with ourselves. Part of self-love is self-acceptance. You can't accept parts of yourself that you don't acknowledge, right? So Cap, let's get ready to go. I shuffled a little bit before we started, but might as well one or two more, right? Just making sure they're all in the same order. That didn't go really well. Now time. Okay. All right, Capricorn, let's get started. So I do a 6-card spread, and then with the 7th card is going to be message from Spirit. So Spirit actually gets to say something to you, which is very nice. In this first position, Capricorn, it's going to be how you feel about yourself right now. In the second position, it's going to be something that Spirit wants you to prioritize, take a look at, focus on a little bit more. In this third position, it's going to be something that an area where you might consciously or unconsciously be letting yourself down. And Spirit's like, hey, pick that up. That needs a little bit more of your attention. In this fourth position, it's going to be something that Spirit wants you to allow out of yourself, to express more, to showcase your authentic self. We're all multifaceted. We all have lots of different things to ourselves, about ourselves. They use that expression like, how many hats do you wear, right? Are you a chef because you cook for your family? Are you a teacher? Are you a mom? Are you a sister, a daughter, an aunt, uncle? You know, whatever it is. But letting those parts of yourself out validates who you are. So universe is going to show us that. In this fifth position, it's going to be something you need to let go of. In the 6th position, it's going to be something that Spirit wants you to acknowledge. Maybe something you don't know about. Maybe something you're like loosely aware of, but not really. Doesn't matter, because Spirit's going to show it to us. And then that 7th position, like I said, is going to be your Spirit message. Okay, Cap, let's try. Ooh, Capricorn. In the position of how you feel today, we have death and rebirth. Ooh, what's been going on with you, Capricorn? Maybe you've come out of this transition, or maybe you're moving away from something, or maybe you're moving to something, towards something, after something. But the death and rebirth always signifies some kind of trial or tribulation, a tower maybe, and then coming through that out the other side. So I know that Capricorns are stubborn as hell. And this could just be that, right? Like you, there was a conflict, or somebody, you know, pushed you a little bit too much, Caps. I know how you can be. And you were like, nah. And you held your ground, but you couldn't have not because, I mean, you're probably so dug in anyway, right? Anyway, super sorry. My youngest sister's Capricorn. Love her. I'm a Pisces. Earth, water, nice. Make some mud, but she mean. She mean and stubborn. So I'm just kind of a little bit aware, right? Okay, so we have this transition. You're coming out of a period of something right now. So Spirit wants you to prioritize through this transition or through this rebirth. Victory, Capricorn. Get it. All right, I love it. Look at this victory here, the 6 of Wands. And the traditional tarot, the 6 of Wands is like the celebration, right? He's coming home after a victory or whatever, and there's people all around him. So there's no people in this card, but she is supported by these other 5 wands. And if you look at her, she is King of the Rock, like on Mulan. My name is Zhao, and I'm King of the Rock, and there's nothing you sissies can do about it. But I don't think that's her attitude, because look how happy she is. She's like waving in the air, how happy she is. And herself, she has her own fire with the infinity symbol. Her victories will be many. Maybe they already have been many. Maybe these are other 5 victories that she's already got, and this is her 6th wand. This is amazing, Capricorn. So you came through this situation of death and rebirth, or you might still be in this position of, being burned down and being reborn. But Spirit wants you to know that whatever you're going through or coming out of, you will be victorious. See, it's fun already. Okay. But something that Spirit wants you to not only acknowledge, but like bring to the forefront, right? So this might be something we put on the back burner, but Spirit has said it's done simmering and it needs your attention. And what that's going to be for you, Capricorn, is this art or temperance. You know, I had never realized that it says art, and then he looks like he's wearing a smock. He has these 2 cups, right? And he's pouring into them. And he has one of his feet on the ground, like traditional. But I never noticed the art component. And so my little sister, she's super into art. I personally believe in conservation of energy. Matter cannot be created or destroyed. We only have as much as we have. And I've always blamed her for me not having any talent. I was always like, I was first in line at the talent door when God was handing it out. And he made me hold the door open. And then she got all of it. So I think this is interesting, Capricorn. Okay, so what I do want to showcase about this, the focus on the art and the temperance, I feel like, so you're coming through this transition, and temperance is really good, especially through transitions, especially all the time. Temperance is a virtue. Oh my gosh. Temperance is just like slowing down and finding a balance. And in this, we do see that balance, right? Even his coat, his wings, him on the, him with his foot in the ground and in the water, and then with this sky, we do see that there's some of this balance. But what I get from this is, so you're coming through this rebirth, then focusing on art, focusing on beauty, that's kind of what I'm getting from this card, because we already acknowledge that you're victorious. You're gonna have to prioritize that sense of victory more, but I feel so much that like this isn't about balance, which you do want to find, but I don't think that that's, look, you're burned to a crisp. Like, what can you balance, right? There's not much for you. However, you're coming back through, right? So the phoenix gets burned down and then it rises from the ashes. And if you look, this phoenix is she's real pretty there, right? Look at her, she's real graceful. So I think that instead of practicing or maintaining this temperance or this balance, what you're really being asked by Spirit is to focus on the beauty of things around you, right? Like art or yourself. Feelings can be beautiful, but like I really just feel like this is you not focusing on the fire and focusing on like whatever's outside of that. We will clarify though, so of course. In this 4th position, something that Spirit wants you to acknowledge and showcase to be more authentic with yourself is this problem that you're going through. I know a lot of the time when people have towers, they get scared, right? I think we get scared because we believe that we will be alone, or that a challenge is something to face alone. I know so many people who wouldn't ask for help even if they were on fire. Literal fire. You know that dog meme where he's just sitting there and like everything around him is on fire and he's like, no, this is fine. That's a Capricorn if I ever met one. Actually, it's almost every single earth sign that I've ever met. Like they will just sit there and be like, no, I deserve this. This is fine. Everything's great. And like everything is just burning and melting around them. Okay, so the problem with that is twofold. One, it doesn't allow you any support. Honestly, I'm sorry that if in your perception of things, you have found that people are largely unreliable, because I've also found this to be true, and I'm sorry if you went through that. However, I have also found that some people are not unreliable. There are people in your life, hopefully, that can help you. If you don't have access to people, there are services available to help you. If you don't have access to money, there are also free services. We live in this beautiful age where mental health is actually becoming like a acknowledged. And like, not only like are people accepting that some people don't have like proper medical or proper mental health, but now we're like, hey, maybe we should do something about it. I'm so excited. Like, I'm really just so excited because like, I think for such a long time people were like, you're not bleeding, you're not dying, leave it alone. But now it's like, hey, actually I have stress and a lot of anxiety. And people are like, wow, do you need help? Yes, you do, Capricorn, you do. Because if you don't have support, you yourself can't move forward, right? You need help. People need help. I always say the best thing that God ever did, or whoever created the universe, was to make us separate and individual. But also, one of the best things they ever did was put other people here. We're not alone on this planet for a reason. You deserve help. Anybody can ask for help. It's okay. I know that sometimes you can feel like a burden, right? Like, I don't want to put that on other people. But brings me to my second fold of why this is a problem. Because, okay, Capricorn, it is, obviously. Earth signs in general, if you're listening. Y'all are very helpful. Super helpful. You're so grounded and you're very nurturing and you're stable. It's almost impossible for people to see you and not be like, hey, help me. I need you. Because they do, Earth signs. You're very, very valuable in the whole process and the cycle. But the second part of that problem, the twofold problem, is that most people, when they get into a relationship with somebody, friendship, romantic relationship, work relationship, most people, like 80% of them, want to help you too. It's like this crazy concept where like people like helping people because it makes them feel good. But we don't like asking for help, which is like an oxymoron. It's like a contradiction of terms, because if I'm helping you, that means I'm helping you. But then if I need help, I don't get help? No, that's dumb. Okay, so what it is that when you're in a relationship with anybody, Capricorn, hopefully those are the people who are trying to hold you down, trying to help you out. When you push people away and you say, no, thank you, I can do it myself, I'm not gonna ask for help, you're cutting off blessings for those other people. Does that make sense to you? It's always nice to help someone. It always feels good to give or to lend a hand or help out. When you deny somebody that ability for you, you are denying them a blessing. You're denying them the opportunity to be the person that they want to be, and you're denying them a life purpose. I honestly, truly believe, Capricorn, that we are here on this planet to experience things for ourselves, but to help people with what we've already been through. So the problem with not acknowledging the pain that you're going through, or the suffering, or the situation, or whatever it is that one, you're not getting the support that you need, and two, you're not allowing other people to support you. If this sounds okay to you, we need to back up. Because that's not a relationship. It's not. Because a relationship is two people working together, moving towards the same goal, trying to help each other get there. Helping each other. So Cap, say whatever this issue is, just say it's you and your boyfriend or you and your girlfriend, however, okay? You and your significant other are in a relationship. You've been together for a while and you lose your job. That's stressful. That's not something that anybody really wants to deal with. And especially if you're in a relationship with somebody else, if you guys are living together, you're putting pressure on that person to like pick up your slack, right? And getting a job is not something that you yourself can do. I mean, you can go out and pound the pavement all afternoon. You can bring copies of your resume, although I've never, anyway. So you can bring like copies of your resume everywhere and just give them to people. And at the end of the day, you're still not getting a job. It has nothing to do with you. It's just now this is your problem, right? This is actually a burden. I don't have a job. I can't support. If your partner is the kind of person who says, hey babe, don't worry about it. This month I'll just cover the bills, and when you get a job, you can help pay everything back. That's a supportive environment. That's a healthy relationship. This person is trying to help you grow. See how nice that is of them? Because we're in a relationship with somebody, we love that person and we want to help them. But if you say, no, I'm gonna do it myself, Not helping everybody. No, I don't want help. Don't help me. Okay. The problem with that is now that pressure for yourself is going to be so much exponentially higher. It's just going to be so much more because now you're sitting there thinking, oh, I have to do it all myself. We can't do things like that. We can't, especially not in relationships, especially not in friendships. My best friend had a problem and she was like, oh my God, I lost my job. I'd be like, bitch, move in. Just come stay with me for a little while. And if she was like, no, I'm going to do it myself. I'd be like, okay, have fun sleeping on the street. What are you doing? If I'm your friend, or hopefully the people that are in your life are also your friends, they want to be able to support you as well. That's what a healthy relationship is. You need to showcase this. If there is a tower currently going on in your life, Capricorn, let other people know about it. Really. Oh, look at my shirt. It's perfect. It says, the struggle is real. It's real, Capricorn, but we don't have to take it all on ourselves, all by ourselves. If you have a really big problem, share it. I know it's like goes against our instincts, but that's what burdens are for. Like if you have a burden is something that's heavy to carry. If you share that heaviness with somebody else, it's less heavy to carry. Also, I don't know if any of you read the Bible or if you understand the term equally yoked. But when you're in a relationship with somebody else, you should be equally yoked. If you have a job, they should have a job. The same kind of responsibilities. If you have, expectations about family values, they should also have those expectations about family values. If you can support them in a tough situation, they should be able to support you in a tough situation. You should be able to share the same amount of burden or responsibility in the relationship. It's okay. I could spend like all day just talking about like all of these things because I know so many people who are not willing to accept help or even acknowledge the fact they need help. Earth signs. Earth signs. And fire signs. Anyway, so what I'm saying here is that Spirit wants you to acknowledge that you are going through something difficult and to like express that and get that out of you. Because of the twofold, because it'll help you and the people that you're in a relationship with, because that's how you make a relationship. There's two people working together towards the same goal. If this person won't let this person work with them, that's not a relationship. That's like a job. Yeah. Okay. Moving on, because I could literally talk about this all day long. Spirit says something they want you to let go of is this Queen of Swords. Okay. So maybe right now, Capricorn, you're feeling this need to play fair. Right? You're feeling this need to like hear out the situation, wait, sleep on it, and then make some sort of judgment. And the universe is like, nope. No. You need to be in this reverse swords energy, which is somebody who's super bitchy. And she says, you know what? Just go, just leave, get away from me. But right now you're probably being very like amicable. Whatever the situation is, it could be getting fired, it could be a relationship, it could be a problem with your mom, like it could be anything. But whatever it is, Capricorn, right now I'm seeing this very level head. The Queen of Swords is fair. She's kind of like my judgment card. She's gonna hear you out. She's gonna give you time. But the universe is saying, no. Whatever it is that you're going through, you don't act fair. Don't try to be the better person in this position. Just get away from it. Something you need to acknowledge, the universe wants you to know that this wheel of fortune is turning for you, Capricorn. It's entirely possible that you have been through this tower, or you are currently going through the tower, which is what I kind of think. Is it like you have those feelings right now and you don't want to share it with people, which the universe is saying, share it with people. Be discerning though. So like if you're fighting with your boyfriend, you don't have to sit back and be level-headed about it. But at the same time, let your best friend know, hey, this is what I'm going through and it's really a struggle for me. Oh, a third reason. Look at this. Oh my God. The third reason you should share. Okay, in my real life, I have 3 rules. Sharing is caring. Oh no. Safety first, because that's the first. That's what they fucking call it. It's not myself. Safety first. Sharing is caring and respect. Okay? Sharing is caring is a huge rule and I can almost apply it to like every single situation. And for those that I can't apply to, I can apply respect to. I have a 5-year-old and 13-year-old. Those are my nephews. They are learning so much. The third reason that you should share how you feel, It's because it gives validation to other people. It really does, Cap. I know that you're probably walking around looking like this all the time. Oh, Capricorn. I totally have my shit together. I'm really on top of it. But if you're struggling inside, people who see you every single day and they think, damn, that's a boss bitch. Damn, that is a man who has his shit together. People who see you every single day probably don't understand the struggles that you go through. And if you're standing there looking like a fucking boss, then it's almost your responsibility to let other people know what you've been through. We are role models for the power of the universe. We are. Every single situation we go through, we have the opportunity to like express that, to let other people know that they're not alone. The Me Too movement wouldn't have gotten such traction, wouldn't have gained so much support, wouldn't have inspired so much change if all these other people hadn't come through. If it was just one lady and she was like, somebody touched me. I mean, we all know how that goes over. People don't believe her. People won't believe anybody. But then multiple people start coming through and saying, hey, actually, I went through the same thing. This tower. Wow, you're going through a tower? That's amazing because I was going through a tower too. Wow. You? But you look so put together. I would think that you could keep everything in control in your life. And then you have the power to say, no, I'm hardly in control of anything. And that allows them to understand that their perception of you was faulty. Their perception of reality is faulty because they think someone like you can't go through a tower. And then they understand that, oh my fucking God, I'm normal. I thought I was a giant loser because Capricorn has all their shit together all the time. But guess what, they don't. That makes me feel better. And that's okay. Showcasing your emotions, showcasing your feelings is an amazing way to let other people know that what they're going through is also valid. That's 3 reasons. If you don't do it after that, I don't know what else to tell you. Sharing is caring. Share your feelings, share your time, share your space, your resources. Share. All the time. Universe. Spirit message to you, Cap. It says pleasure is coming. Okay, look at that. It says pleasure. It's going to be very pleasurable. Pleasure. Okay, so Capricorn right now, what I see overall is you are going through this tower. But Spirit doesn't want you to focus so heavily on the tower. Let's say that your car broke down, okay? So you're having all these problems with your car and you have to ask for a ride or you have to walk. If you live where my sister lives, it's fine because like you're downtown Honolulu, like what can't you walk to? But if you live where I live, BFE, like where are you gonna walk? You're gonna have to ask for help. You're going through this tower right now, but Spirit says, don't focus on the fact that your car is broken down. Call your friend, ask for a ride, and focus on this victory, okay? Good things are gonna come. Find beauty. Find beauty in art, or even in just in outside. I would show you, but then the glare and you wouldn't be able to see, but I have this huge meadow out there, and sometimes there's deer, and I like to sit on the back porch and just like look out. It feels good, it's beautiful. It takes my mind off of things, okay? And with this tower, the universe is saying you don't have to worry about being fair, okay? Whatever came or whatever you're going through, I feel honestly like it has less to do with you than it might feel like. So, I would just try to not focus on it. Focus on the victory, focus on the beauty. Don't worry about being fair. Don't worry about having to be the better person or anything like that. Because the universe is saying that there are changes coming, and those changes are going to lead to some pleasure. Pleasurable pleasure. All right, let's see. So we have this death and rebirth. How you're feeling. Oh, these are the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. I don't know if I mentioned those, but they are really beautiful. I love them. Look at this nice gold. That's great. Okay, for the death and the rebirth, we have this new beginnings. Yeah, look at that. Okay. I mean, how could you not be reborn? These new beginnings. When we go through towers, usually, historically, towers fall for a reason. So you want to actually pay attention to this. What led up to this tower? And that way in the future, you can acknowledge those things like as you see them, and then so we don't get to this point again. And I think that that's what this is about, omens, okay? Red flags. I know we talk about relationship red flags all the time. It's all over the place, but there's red flags in every kind of situation. If you go for a job interview and they say, oh, well, you know, we treat everyone like family here. That's a red flag. I don't know about your family, but my family expects me to do a lot of shit and not have a lot of support to get it done with. I always see that as a red flag. If somebody asks you for your credit card information and they are not standing behind a desk as you were purchasing something, red flag. Yeah, so there's lots of red flags you can pay attention to. If you see them, acknowledge them. Say, oh, thank you, Spirit. I realize that was a red flag. I realize this is something I've learned in the past. I won't continue down that path. That's self-love. Oh my God. Okay? So I don't know if we said this at the beginning. I don't really think we did. But self-love is really about changing those habits. As we grow up, we learn to give our power or our energy away in lots of little ways. Your boss says, oh, hey, I need you to take this extra thing. Can you do it? And you're like, I'm already swamped, but okay. You've just given a little bit away of yourself. Your family says, oh, we're going to go camping. I want you to stay and watch the dogs. And you're like, I love camping. Okay. And then you've given a little way of yourself. Again, self-love is learning how to reshape those habits so that we're getting back as well. Sharing with other people how you feel is a great way to get back. And allow other people to get back too. That's 4 reasons. Oh, there's so many reasons to share your feelings. Oh, many. Just keep track of those red flags though, okay? Yes, so we said that right now you are in this energy, or Spirit wants you to be in the energy of prioritizing this sense of victory that's coming for you. But Spirit wants you to use discernment, okay? I think not with the victory, not even probably with who you're sharing the victory with, but how you feel about the victory. So there is the tower, and you are coming through it. You are, because you're being reborn. And Spirit is saying prioritize this sense of victory. When you come out on the other side, try not to think so heavily about what happened. Again, remember what led to that tower falling. Remember those red flags. But remember them in a way that, like, if you saw it again, you would know about it. Not constantly thinking about it, ruminating. Oh my God, they said family, don't say family, don't say family, don't say family, don't say family. Oh my God, they said family. No. Just like watch out for those things. You know, keep track of them. Use your discernment. Creativity. I think that it will take a creative lens to look at this victory as like, as you came out of it. You know, if your husband was cheating on you and his girlfriend burned down your house, it'd be hard to see the victory in that. But I see 2 victories. 1, you got rid of a cheater, and 2, now you don't have to deal with a crazy bitch who's gonna burn down your house. See, you gotta involve your creativity, okay? When we don't learn patterns, it's hard to change those patterns later on, which is why I'm here to help, okay? But this is one of those patterns you have to change, and I think that just takes creativity. It takes a different way of thinking. It's about changing your perception. If you are my age, 30-something, you've been doing these things for a very long time. Don't be so hard on yourself if it doesn't just come naturally, because it's almost against your own instincts, right? So we said this art and temperance. The universe is saying that you have put this on the back burner. Maybe you're an artist and you haven't been spending time making art, and you should. Maybe because you're going through this tower right now, you're having a hard time seeing the beauty in things, and Spirit, I think, wants you to focus on that beauty. Joy. Look, Spirit wants you to focus on what's good for you, what's positive for you, and not dwell on things that, might have hurt you in the past. And that could require some kind of emotional release, okay? Maybe you will have to cry or yell or scream or dance naked in the woods. Whatever really helps you just release emotions, try and take that path, okay? Again, it's not going to be easy. This is going to be new. It's new because you're new. You're coming through that rebirth. You aren't the same person that you always were. And another way that we can interpret this art is that after you've come through this tower and you are not the same person, you can reinvent yourself any way you'd like. Do you want blonde hair with purple streaks? Do you want a nose ring? Do you want to gain 20 pounds and have people start calling you by a different name? Do you want to take transitional hormone therapy and be somebody else? You can be, I will tell you right now, Capricorn, this has become a very long message, but I will say this to you here out loud and clear. You can do or be anything you want. That's the secret that nobody will tell you. Anything you want. You can do it or be it. Especially right now, if you're coming through this rebirth and you aren't the same person anymore. Initially, that can be like really kind of terrifying. When I grew up in a very unsupportive, unhealthy, really bad environment. And so I grew up and I was an unsupportive, unhealthy, really bad kind of person. And when that transition came to me, when I realized that I had to change who I was because I was what was keeping me unhappy, that was hard work. That was such hard work. It took me years to unlearn and then relearn what I've already been through. But you are in this stage right now where that's happening for you, and you can come out of it and be anything you want. Do anything you want. You have this rebirth, and this art here is encouraging me to encourage you to look for beauty in the world. And if you don't feel beautiful in yourself, I mean, you're in the perfect position right now to change any of that. Do you want to start working out? Do you want to go back to school? Anything you want to do. The universe is fully supportive. But it does need you to acknowledge this tower. The universe doesn't bring towers into our lives for no reason. One of my friends said this before, that our purpose is like a bullseye. And we start outside of the bullseye on those outer rings. And the more we level up, the closer we're getting to that bullseye, that truth, that purpose. If you don't acknowledge the tower, that could be your lesson. You could be missing this lesson. Also, it could be somebody else's lesson. Like I said, they look at you and they think, wow, Capricorn always has their shit together. But then they see you and they get this new sense of themselves as well. That's like a fifth reason, okay? We want to ascend, we want to grow. This could be your lesson or somebody else's lesson to see you go through. If you're not acknowledging it, you're putting that lesson off on the back burner, and Spirit doesn't like that. Let's see for this tower. Truth. People get so afraid of change or redirection, but usually redirection is accompanied by the truth. We have that bullseye to get to. We can only get there if we, are acknowledging our feelings, other people's feelings, and how things really are. Acknowledging those truths help us move forward. Staying stuck in our ego and not being able to see who we are, that just holds us back. I'm going through changes. You're in this energy right now. Of course you're going through changes. But it's going to look really good on you, Capricorn. I am not worried. Okay. Spirit said right now, you don't have to worry about being level-headed. Push through what you got to get through. If somebody's in your way, go through them. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. But if it's you or me, it's definitely going to be me. Maybe being in this fair energy is leading you to a lack of abundance, but letting go of that fair energy could be a way for you to gain your abundance. If you had a contract with somebody and they're trying to back out of it and you're just trying to be fair and be like, hey, I just want the deposit. You owe me everything that I put into it for you, and if you didn't even use my service, you owe me the money that I would have gotten from you for using my service because you set me up. Right? So like, whatever it is, maybe you are getting a divorce right now, and you are like, oh, it's okay, I don't want any of his money. I just want the house and child support for my children. That's nice of you. That's level-headed of you. But will that help you? Take what you deserve, Capricorn. If you need more than that, that's what alimony is for, honey. I think this is going to be the hard part for you. This card says inner journey. Maybe in the past, Capricorn, you've had a hard time standing up for yourself or had a hard time like asserting. I know that Capricorns, Taurus, and Virgo can dig in. I know that they can be stubborn and not move, but they're not really that assertive. They don't say ahead of time, hey, this is what I want. You're just like, I want to go to the movies. And all of a sudden they're like, I want Thai food. And then that's like the whole conversation. But it's like, we can get Thai food after we get to the movies. Or we can go to the movies and then Thai food. Be assertive. Get what you want. Don't always have to be fair and level-headed about things. Yes, we want to ascend. Yes, we want to grow. But sometimes bitches be testing us. You know, we're not perfect. It's fine. Let's see. For this Wheel of Fortune, the universe said they want you to acknowledge something to pay attention to. It's this Wheel of Fortune. Letting go. Maybe you're just letting go of a thing. Maybe you're letting go of parts of yourself that don't work for you anymore. And that's fair. It might require some grounding, though. Like I said, I have the meadow. I go in the woods. Whatever it is that you find that really allows yourself to just be like, might be counting money. I know how some earth signs can be. All right, and the universe wants you to know that after all of this, when you finally come out on the other side, when you master this lesson, when you move through all of these things, pleasure will be there waiting for you. Pleasure is yours. This pleasure, it's going to bring healing energy. I really love that card. Because you're going to need it after this tower. And growth. And finding growth. There were a lot of lessons I feel like I added to this. Maybe I'll go back and watch them and timestamp them. Lesson 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. I won't do that. But I feel like this is a good spread. So just really quickly to recap, you are currently going through a tower. Or you've been through a tower very recently. You yourself, Capricorn, are being reborn right now as this phoenix, death and rebirth. The universe says, acknowledge the tower that you're going through, express it. Show that you're hurt, show that you're struggling, whatever it is, because other people need to see it and you need to release it. While at the same time, you are acknowledging the struggle. Don't live in it. Don't sit there and just, focus on it. Focus on your victory. Because whatever you're coming out of is for your best self. It's for your highest good. And focus on the beauty and the art around you. You don't have to, be just down in this. Because the universe is saying that change is coming for you. And that change is going to bring pleasure. Very lovely reading, Capricorn. I hope it helped. Have a good day.